I'm Jimmy Adams. I'm here with Black Armor Guns. I've got their door kicker model right here, and as well I've got their Champion model. So we'll talk about the Champion first. The Champion, which I haven't shot yet, features quite a bit of components that were influenced by the console from actual Champions, primarily one from the Army Marksmanship Unit, and a lot of the design features and component selection that went into this weapon are reflected by that. Right off the rip, I can tell that a big divergent feature is the color, with the Champion just your Cerakote black, but as well we're looking at a different barrel in each model. This barrel being the Criterion barrel, a bit heavier profile, and the little bastard brake. I feel like that's going to be a major component in divergence when I shoot both of them, as well with the AR Gold trigger. That trigger is going to be much different as I shoot it versus what we have in the door kicker. In the door kicker, we've got the ALG Advanced Combat Trigger, mil-spec footprint, just some advanced coating. I believe it's nickel Teflon. But like I was talking about with the Champion, different profile barrel, different barrel. It's a ballistic advantage barrel, and we're shooting a birdcage brake on it today. The other issues that I want to make sure to describe is this color being a custom color called Green Dragon, custom for Black Armor Guns from Cerakote. Every component that is not black is that Green Dragon, and every black component for the most part is going to be Cerakoted as well, which is a pretty cool thing that Black Armor Guns does with their weapons. Other things to mention, the way that we're going to understand the divergence in features and component selection is putting both guns through a drill, semi-wide target array of 3 targets. That drill will have me shooting a pretty good tempo, so each gun being their own, different features and whatnot, it'll be interesting to see how well I shoot with one or the other, being that the Champion primarily, designed for competition shooting, and the door kicker being more of a utility rifle, but as I understand it, could be easily applied to be competitive in any type of competition beyond recreational. And so far, after zeroing the door kicker, I can tell you that it's very accurate. The way that they bed these barrels with stainless steel is apparent. The group that I shot just in zeroing was ridiculous, and I'm looking forward to shooting both of them. So let's do that. Okay, I feel like I'm going to shoot it again on that run, 12.94. Very familiar with this trigger feel. The weight's slightly different, but I guess based on the geometry of the ATC, or the ACT, I'm sorry, the ACT trigger from ALG, that being a mil-spec footprint, you can kind of feel how similar it is to mil-spec, but it feels better. It's definitely pretty intuitive to point and to get cheek weld on. I shot the first target array. The first 3 targets I shot from the high ready, and then got over here for the last 3 targets and went low ready. In both cases, it felt pretty confident. I do like this weapon a lot. I feel like it being a utility rifle is a fair way to describe it, but to be pretty comprehensive, you could use this in competition. I'm pretty sure people would have a good time using this in competition. It's a good rifle. Let's shoot the drill again, and let's do that now, actually. All right, so second time running the door kicker. Although I've only got 12 rounds on this gun, I feel a little bit more familiar with it. I'm hoping to reduce my time, maintain my accuracy on those A-zone hits. Let's see how it goes. Same drill. 3, then 3, 2 different shooter boxes. All right, so with that second run, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really feel the pace of my trigger the way I wanted to until the last 3 targets. It gave me a bit more appreciation for getting in tempo on the first 3 engagements, but the last 3, I felt a lot more confident. Let's see what my time, 12.56, not much different, but I do feel that the gun still, the biggest feature that I appreciate on it is how intuitive it is to point and to get the cheek weld. The first thing I think of as well with any rifle is how my recoil can contribute to me moving from target to target. That being the advanced combat trigger, I'm not really too upset that it's a single stage, but I was kind of looking for a bit more pre-travel, but no big deal. 12.56. Let's shoot the champion. All right, get ready to shoot the champion. Things that I expect are a bit different way to shoulder it. It's going to point different with the heavier barrel, of course, a little bit longer. But I am anticipating the trigger being the most divergent component between the champion and what I shot previously, the door kicker. So let's shoot this. 12.56 was the fastest time of the 2 door kicker runs. So let's see how much faster I can shoot with this being competition oriented. All right, so right off the rip, I'm going to shoot this again, but I'm not as fast as I can be with this trigger. So this trigger's allowing me to at least increase my tempo quite a bit more than those 2-3 target arrays. Almost to the point where I'm having a hard time with trying to pace my splits on those near targets. But I will say it points pretty good. It's really hard to say that it points excellent after coming from the door kicker, because that profile barrel helps me, at least when I get to shouldering, moving between targets. Although this manages recoil, it's easier to manage recoil with this rifle. I feel that when I'm moving from target to target and using a recoil assist to do that, I'm not really getting it with this, but I think just with time, and based on the purpose of this being competition, I think I could at least accommodate that. But let's shoot this again. Time on this was 11:42. I think I can get much lower than that, actually. I think get down in the 10s easily. So let's do that. All right, so second run on the champion. I'm looking forward to capitalizing on that trigger. It was hard coming from the door kicker to this one the first time. So I'm going to try and capitalize on that. So let's try and get a faster than 11:42 on this. All right, so although that was my intention, I do feel that I was taking too long on my far targets. I actually shot 11.81 on that one. And I feel like if I can just trust that trigger a bit more, I can get my pace time down, or my tempo down to where my splits between targets 2 and 3 and targets 5 and 6 would be a lot better. But I like it. I do like the trigger. It'd be interesting to put this trigger in the door kicker, and I think that's actually an appropriate thing to do if you want to use that for like a competition rifle, taking it from that utility purpose. But I like this a lot. I think another determining factor for the appeal of this rifle would be seeing targets at intermediate range and seeing what this heavy barrel does with that stainless steel bedding method that I could definitely tell in my grouping on zeroing the door kicker. So the Champion. All right, so the results. Probably not too bit of a surprise. I shot faster with the Champion for this target array. I think at distance I might be a bit more consistently accurate. If that's a way to describe it. A lot of that has to do with the optic, of course. But with this barrel profile, I think if I'm shooting steel as well, another part of that geometry is the length of this barrel. I could get a bit more velocity out of this. And if I've got those low hits on plates, I could probably get more of them down with this than the door kicker. But that's to be expected. Competition rifle, the results were very indicative of that. I do appreciate the trigger and as well the brake. The little bastard brake, man, that thing does not move. It's pretty surprising how effective that thing is. Trigger's great. AR Gold, like I said, I need more of those. So I think that trigger compared to the door kicker trigger, there's not really any negative things to say in the comparison because the purpose of that is competition. The purpose of this is more utility. But if I were to buy a rifle, one, I would want it to be a premium rifle like Black Armor Guns. But as well, if I needed just one rifle to satisfy my recreational needs, whether it be, amateur competition or just, marksmanship training on my own, this rifle can do a lot. I think putting some type of brake that would be more effective with managing recoil than this birdcage, obviously, and a different trigger in this, and somebody can do very well in competition with this. I think the barrel profile is the new barrel profile for every AR I'll ever have. I do like how well it points. It's like super intuitive on getting to cheek weld with a good sight picture and moving from target to target. That weight balance is apparent, and I really appreciate it. Overall, not too surprised at how both of these guns performed. If you want one, blackarmorguns.com. Make sure you call them. They're going to help you out with getting one. Get them while they're hot. These two rifles are awesome. I was very, very impressed with both of them.